Hello, my name is Dr. Supriya Goutam and I am Assistant Professor in the Department of Management. Today I am going to teach fundamentals of management, which is based on basics of management, and it is for the course of BBA and BCom, the basic level. So let's get started with the lectures. Before I proceed, first I will talk about the meanings of management as a noun, as a process and as a discipline. When we talk about the term management as a noun, when used as a noun, management refers to all those who have both responsibility, authority to manage an organization and who are responsible for the work of others at all levels. Here we are talking about a simple person, a manager who has the responsibility, authority and accountability for the task assigned by his job. Next, we will talk about as a process. In this, management is also a task, activities and functions, and its process implies a series of action or elements which are planning, organizing, staffing, directing and coordination. Now, as a discipline, the word management is used to connote the body of knowledge and practice. In this sense, it becomes a separate subject or field of learning and organized from discipline. Here, management is also known as the discipline because there are set of rules, set of universal principles, the art, skills, knowledge which are required to perform a job. We can see here, with this diagram, we can see there is a boss or a leader or a manager who is actually directing his subordinate what to do in this diagram. And here we can see that we can go for the traditional topics, that management is the art of getting things done by a group of people with effective utilization of available resources. There are 5M: man, machine, method, material and money, which are the available resources, and with this help the manager is assigned the task to the subordinates. As an individual cannot be treated as a managing body running an organization. Single person cannot run the organization. When we are talking about the organization, there are group of people who are achieving the objective of the organization in a collective way. Now, in the third one, a minimum of 2 persons are essential to form a management. This is the basic criteria to form a management or an organization. Group of 2 or more people, when they gather and they have the same vision, objective to achieve, then the management is formed. Now, we can see some definitions of management. F.W. Taylor said that management is the art of knowing what you want to do and then seeing that it is done in the best and cheapest way. Here, cheapest is not about the money, it is about the maximum utilization of resources and minimum loss. Whatever the organization is and whatever they are doing, the utilization of resources should be of maximum, and the loss that is company is bearing should be minimum. Then only the objective can be achieved, that is the profit of the organization. In the next, we have this American Management Association definition, where management is guiding human and physical resources into dynamic organization units which attain their objectives to the satisfaction of those served and within a high degree of morale and sense of attainment on the part of those rendering service. This is more precise and more holistic approach of management, in which it is not only saying about to do the task, to perform the task. Also in this definition, the objective of satisfying the customer is the priority, and there is a degree of morale and senses of responsibility building between the employees should also be there. So it is the more holistic definition for the management. Now we will proceed to the nature of management, which is also a very important thing to learn and to understand by the students. Why management is so important and what is its nature. So here, to understand the basic nature of management, it must be analyzed in terms of art and science. Like I said, that management is a discipline. It has both arts and science. So to administration and as a profession, managerial skills and styles of management. The manager need to build some styles, some skills which help him to develop as a good manager, as a good leader, to lead the subordinates. So if we'll see, there are two, as a management as a science and management as an art. A lot of people are confused that no, management is a social science subject, but no, there are things which actually prove that management is also having the discipline of science. We can see in the next slide. Management as a science. Science means systematic body of knowledge pertaining to a specific field of study. There should be a systematic body of knowledge. There should be a universal principles, rule of thumbs, which science always and always applies in their theorem. So it contains a general principles and facts. Remind you that management is all about the facts and figures and data which explain as a phenomenon. This principle establishes cause and effect relationship between two or more factors. The essential elements of science are, we can see some of the essential elements. These are the basic facts or general principles capable of universal application. Some of the facts, some of the general principles which are adopted by whole of the organization in every corner of the world, and these are the basic. They cannot change up to their own wish. So this makes this as a management as a science. Now, developed through scientific inquiry or experiments. Whatever we are learning as a management, the facts, the figures, that should be there should be experiment, or we count it as like in the next chapter we will, if we'll study time, motion, fatigue study. These are based on the scientific principles. So these are the inquiry and experiment. Also I can discuss about Hawthorne experiment of management thought, which is very applicable in the neoclassical management. So this is also very important for the experiments. Now, establish cause and effect relationship between factors. There is a factors which actually give the effect of something happens. There is a cause and effect, like when employees is motivated, then he or she work harder and he or she gets the objective done. So there is a cause and there is a effect, and that motivation is through fringe benefits, through monetary, non-monetary benefit. When the organization give some benefits to the employees, then employees get motivated and there is a driving force which helps them to achieve the organizational goal. Now the next is, their validity can be verified and they serve as a reliable guide for predicting future events. We have seen a lot of time series data on which company make their statistical tools, statistical data, their sales data ratios, in which they actually get the knowledge of what happened in the past and and they predict what is going to be in future. Mind you that in business there is always risk and uncertainty involved, and in this risk and uncertainty always there is a chance of prediction, and that prediction can be based on the science, the rules and the validity which is verified earlier. Now we will get to the management as an art. Art implies the application of knowledge and skills to bring about the desired results. The essential elements of arts are, first of all, some of the application. When I am talking about the management as an art, there is a thing called skills, technical knowledge, which is required for a manager. Not every time one is fulfilled with the science, rules and technology can work. There are some certain of skills and technical skills are also desired from the manager, and these are some practical knowledge, personal skills, result oriented approach, creativity and employment through continuous practice. These are some things, these are some elements which makes management as an art. If you are not creative, how could you transform a product or a service to the customers? We have seen a lot of advertising into the different media, and we can see there is a sheer art of creativity involved. Whatever the product or the service we are seeing, there is a sheer art of creativity. Also, we can see some of the personal skills required, because to lead a group of people, if you are not motivated, you don't have any personal skills like communication skills, you have a good personality, you are disciplined, and your communication skill is strong, you are not going to lead the mass of people. So these are some personal skills and traits are also required, and this makes management as an art. There is a result oriented approach, and practical knowledge is also there. When you are working or when you are assigned a task that should be performed in a stipulated time, and when you are your practical knowledge, you don't have any practical knowledge, how could you perform? So this is also very important, that you should have a practical knowledge of certain field. If you are not aware of data science, if you are not aware how to run the MS Word or Excel in the computers, you are not going to make a good presentation. So it is also important. Now I'll proceed with the features of management, which is also very essential to understand what are the features and why management is existing and why it is so important. So students, we can see that through this diagram there is a big circle of management, and there are some features which make management as a unique, and these features are universal, goal oriented, continuous process, multidimensional, group activity, dynamic function, intangible forces. We can also add some more features, but these are some prime, and here I am focusing on the prime feature of the management. So let's get with the first point, that is universal. Whatever we are seeing, wherever we are seeing, management is the universal thing which is actually available everywhere. Wherever you are seeing, management is universal and it should be adopted by everyone. You cannot ignore, you cannot see this there is no management involved. If there is an organization, there should be a management, and which is very important for the organization. Goal oriented. Not a single management or organization can survive without a goal. There should be a goal that helps the organization to reach forward for the continuity, for the survival, for the growth, and that goal is to be more precisely to earn the profit. To earn the profit by catering services to the customers and then getting profit as a result, which makes the organization or management unique. So wherever we are seeing management, there is a goal involved. It is a continuous process also. For example, if an organization is involved and that organization is made, there is a continuous process. Not a single organization can survive without the continuous process. We can always see there is an organization and there are works which has to be done continuously. This month target is completed, now the next month target is completed, now the next month target is completed. So there is a continuous process, and the organization is a loop. We can see the organization or the management is a loop. So there is a continuous process involved. There is a multi-dimensional, like I said, there is a science, there is a art. So we cannot see the management is only related to the arts or commerce stream or this. No, there is a multi-dimensional. We can see in the top level, middle level or lower level of management. There is a group activity. In the management, there are group of people who organize the business, who maintain the business, and who helps to achieve the business and to earn the profit. So there are group of activity. There are a leader who address the groups and make sure that the organization objective can be fulfilled. Dynamic function. Management is very dynamic because time is changing, not a single thing. We can see that there is a strict movement in the time. Whatever we are seeing in the 2000 is not, we are seeing in the, there is a more into the technology and all. So yeah, there is a dynamic function also involved in the organization. Whatever we are seeing in the organization, they are grasping from the environment and they are changing accordingly. Intangible force, there are some intangible forces which we can say the macro environment which helps the organization to boom. These intangible forces are, might be the government, might be the political party, might be the external forces which are actually helping the organization to grow or to contract, whatever the situation is. Now, the levels of management, which is very important. Often students get like, what is management, who are the people, who is boss, who is the worker. So here there is a pyramid shape of this levels of management. There is a pyramid shape we can see in this diagram, and this pyramid is actually divided into 3 pieces, that is top level, middle level and lower level. In the top level also I have discussed about the conceptual skills. The conceptual skills which are involved for the top level, they are more into the planning. They plan out, they chalk and they make the strategies for the organization how to achieve the goals. Now and these are the board of directors, the CEOs, they actually construct the top level, and here we can see the space is very less in comparison to this, because the top level is involved of certain few people. They are, maybe they are the entrepreneurs, they are the CEO, they are the board of directors of the company. Now in the middle level, in the people skills, where a manager have a certain skill which is how to behave with the people, how he or she has the personality trait, how she has the attitude, and how she is going to have the idea of top level, and then it should be given to the lower level. This has to be done by the middle level, and here the managers are involved. And in the lower level there are technical skills required, because in this lower level all the subordinates, all the workers are here who actually work on the plan which was made by top level management. So this is a very simple thing, and the communication flow from the topward and upward and downward. When there is any rules, regulations implemented by top level, the communication flow downward, and when there is any kind of a problem or grievances, that can be flow to the upward. These are the simple levels of the management. Here now it's very important to know about what are the, without any objective one cannot survive. So how could management? So these are some objectives of management which I am going to share. Organizational objective, precisely if I talk about the objective of management, there are 3 types of objective: organizational objective, personal objectives and social objective of the business. So I am going to start with the organizational objective, because of this not a single organization can run in the market. Here there are different type of objective. There is a growth, profit, survival, continuity and goodwill. When I am talking about the growth, organization, when organization is set up or a management is set up, there is a vision to go for a longer period of time, to grow in the market, to have the good shareholders and to have the vast variety of customers in their own base. So this is what the organization objective is, to make a good growth in the market, to earn the profit. Not a single company can survive without earning a profit. There is also a very important thing, that is survival. Survival is also very important. Making a company, forming a company and running a company and surviving in the market, these are different things. If your products and services are not good, they are not satisfying the customers, you are not going to survive. So this is also should be the objective of the organization, that you have to survive in the market by catering good service to the customers. There should be a continuity there should be a continuity into the market. There should be a continuity into market, because if your products are not visible, you are not continuing with your products, you are not visible to the customers. Goodwill, a good brand is also important for the organization, because if your company have not a good goodwill, then nobody can remember that company or the organization. Now the next is personal objective. In this personal objective, there are, like I said, there are a group of people who work together. So who are the people? They are employees, they are the workers, they are the manpower of the organization. So here, first of all, I will talk about the fair remuneration for employees. Employees are working hard for the organization, and if they are not getting the fair remuneration, they are not going to motivated, and there is no driving force which will help them now to earn the profit. So first of all, organization has to make sure that the employees should get the fair remuneration. Training and motivation is also important for the organization people, because as the time changes, technology changes, skills changes, so there is a need of continuous upgradation, and it can be happen through training and motivation. Now good working condition is also very important. If you are having a good working condition, you are actually motivated. Participation in management, the decision, the steps should be need to involve in the management from the employees. They should not be neglected, because they are also the prime part of the organization. Now third one is the objective, social objective, because business has a very simple thing, that they are catering service to the people, to the environment. So how they can neglect the society or the people? So here, quality of goods and services at fair price. This is also very important, that all the products, all the services what you are using, they have the simple goal that they are actually providing the good quality of products and services. Also they are making sure that there is a conservation of environment and natural resources. Companies or organizations should not make some hazardous products which actually affect the environment, and also they should follow the ethical values for the organization, because at the end of the day they are catering to the customers, they are catering to the nation of their own country. Now in the last slide, I am going to talk about the functions of management, and here I am actually focusing on the basic function of the management, and the rest we will talk about in the next slide. Basic functions, we can see planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, which is actually the prime part of the organization, and with these 5 elements actually an organization is made. So let's get started with the first one is planning. Here we can see this word of association, where there is a strategy, work, performance, business, opportunities, innovation, plan, business, marketing, team. These are the things, and this actually makes what is about the planning. Planning is a deciding in advance what is to be done. When a manager plans, he projects a course of action for the future, attempting to achieve a consistent, coordinated structure of operation aimed at desired result. The desired result may be to earn the profit, to get the good amount of customers, but it has to be achieved through a good proper planning, and that proper planning can be done with the course of actions. There are alternatives, some of the alternative, and in those alternatives good course of action should be chosen, and that course of action will lead the organization to earn the profit. Now the next one is the organizing. It is the process of identifying, the grouping, the work to be performed, defining and delegating responsibility, authority, and establishing relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work most effectively together in accomplishing objectives. Here we can see in this diagram there is a person or a leader or a manager who is organizing all the manpower, and there is a proper, we can see this arrow where he is leading, where he is organizing not only the people, all the resources, and by organizing people here meant that they are getting the responsibility and authority to perform a certain task, and they are answerable if that task or perform cannot be achieved. There are also a word called enabling relationship. Enabling good relationship is also needed, because when you are working with the human, there are emotion attached, and to motivate them, if you are not connecting with the good human being, you are not actually getting the organizational objective. So here it is also important. Now the next one is staffing. Not a single organization can run without its staff, so it is also very important element of the organization. Staffing involves managing the organization structure through proper and effective selection, appraisal and development of personnel to fill the roles designed into the structures. Here we can see the group of people who are professionals who are working. So there are certain criteria, certain process to get the staff for the organization, desirable candidates for the suitable jobs, right place, right job. Here we can see that there is a recruitment process, there is a selection process, then there is an induction, then there is a training, and then we are trained, they are performed, and when they perform, there is a performance appraisal to motivate them, and these actually holistic works together to achieve the organizational goal. So staffing is also very important. Direction. Without direction, nobody can go. The vision, the eye-sightedness should be there, but you have to be a good direction so that you can go to the right path. Here in this direction, interpersonal aspect of managing, by which subordinates are led to understand and contribute effectively and efficiently to the attainment of enterprise objective. Whatever the enterprise or the company's objective is, the subordinates are actually told very clearly that these are the goals, these are the objectives, these are the vision, these are the missions that you have to perform. You have to get through it, and these are the ways. Also the goals are, if goals are set, then ways are also set by the leader, and then likewise all the organizational members should work together. Here we can see this word association also, where philosophy, training, skills, commitment, innovation, motivation, leadership, these are things are there where the organization actually, the subordinates are directed what company is actually expecting from them to work. And the last one is controlling. It is the process of checking whether or not proper progress is being made towards the objective and goals, and acting if necessary to correct any deviation. A lot of people think that controlling is a negative word, but no, it's not. It is actually a thing which actually helps the organizational members to upgrade themselves, to work hard, to set a benchmark, and then they are desired to work on that set benchmark. This is very important in the controlling organization. We can see in this word association that there are certain words: process, business, management, controlling, risk, factory, operations, control. These are the word association. Here in controlling, the manager set a benchmarking, and he expects from the subordinates that they should work on that benchmarking, and if there is any loopholes or that benchmark is not set, he take the proper corrective action to control, to make sure that they should perform in a good, directed and generalized way. So here this is the basic elements of the functions of management. The next we will discuss in the next topic, in the next slide. Thank you so much.